Hi, it's Michelle Einstein song Birdsong. Mental health workers, like psychiatrists, haven't found a cure for insanity because they themselves are insane. They transfer their consciousness into their insane patient's consciousness, or got on their wavelengths, is another way of saying it, and became them, the patient, so they could see and understand how their mind was working, to understand the logic of their psyche, their soul. So they, the psychologists or psychiatrists, thought like their insane patient, meaning they, the psychiatrists, began to think like their crazy patient. So they, the psychiatrist, was crazy. Have become crazy. You see how that can happen? Then you had a crazy person trying to cure a crazy person. Albert Einstein said, you can't solve a problem with the same level of consciousness that you created the problem with. The psychiatrist created a problem when he or she became his or her crazy patient's patterns of thought. Sanity is outside or above the level of insanity, but the psychiatrist is no longer above his patient. He or she's at the same level, so he or she can't see clear enough to solve an insane thinker's problem. So the psychiatrists or psychotherapists, not realizing what they'd done, they made themselves crazy. They just knew that talk therapy, Freudian psychology, wasn't curing anybody. My sharp-minded son, Singh, Birdsong, told me, Mom, it's the psychiatrists who are crazy. I believed him because I know he, Singh Birdsong, doesn't BS. If he says something, it's true. He knows what he's talking about. But it has taken me a lot of years to understand how it is that the psychiatrists are crazy. Yesterday, my psychiatrist said she doesn't like shooting me full of drugs. Then why do you do it? My phrase, shooting me full of drugs. But I need them. No, she said, but you need them. You need these drugs. You couldn't sleep. I said, I can sleep. I didn't want to sleep. I wanted to keep working. I'm a workaholic. Jesus, Josh Groban is a perfectionist. I'm that too. She, the psychiatrist, didn't take that in, like before when she'd get on her patient's wavelengths and understand what they were talking about. This was dangerous, as we've said. Doing that made the psychiatrist too crazy too. The two crazies, patient and the doctor. Now she just thinks what is the social construct, what the society has constructed as a way of believing, way of thinking, the abnormal normals point of view, and dismiss the patient's words. So when I said I could sleep, but I want to sleep, I was a workaholic, she dismissed it. She kept believing I can't sleep, I couldn't sleep, and needed the drugs to make me sleep. Talking to Sheriff therapy has solved the problem. The psychotherapist consciously gets on the patient's wavelength like before, only she's conscious or he's conscious, and mirrors the patient, loves the patient. The patient sees himself or herself, or hears himself or herself in his or herself being played back by the psychiatrist or psychotherapist. And his or her mind clears. So that's the cure. Then it says, my train of thought, IND, is the 8th Avenue subway train line, the independent. Train of thought, dependent. He can see the curves, corners cut on his line of reasoning. You see, once the patient's mind and thoughts and feelings are mirrored back to him and he can see them, he can see the curves, corners cut on his line of reasoning that kept his mind crooked, not straight to the point, you see. Josh Groban sings, destinations are where we begin again. When you make your point, you have a new beginning. Weaving and bobbling and wobbling and gobbling, you never get to the point. So you can't begin again. You stay stuck. Josh Groban sings, you have everything you need if you just believe. Be love, pleasuring Eve. Fear, rank, zap, paw. The rank of fear is when you zap your paw, and the mothers of invention. Did you hear the rock group Frank Zappa and the mothers of invention? Okay. Rapper, dapper, snapper. Singh can rap. He can be Dapper Dan, cool, all-American boy, and he is intuitive and can snap her, his mother, out of her fog because she loves him, her son, so much he can get her to pay attention to him above all the noise in the world. Chit-chat, TV, movies, CDs, DVDs. When Singh is in the light, she watches. He shows her the way to go home. Show me the way to go home. The staple singers sing, I'll take you there. Respect yourself. After the talk and share therapy session, the psychotherapist can take a pen and paper and write each feeling or emotion she's experiencing, and the true meaning of what just happened will come to her, and she'll be at herself, the psychotherapist. Again, I'm no longer on the wavelength of a crazy patient before she helped him straighten out his crazy mixed up thinking and cleared his mind. So, I can see clearly now Josh Jesus song title, Jesus Loves Me, This I Know. This is Michelle Einstein Songbird, signing off for now. Stay hydrated, as Owen Benjamin always said. Tchaikovsky, Lenny Bruce, President Ulysses S. Grant. These are the identities of Owen Benjamin. You're looking at a picture of Jesus Christ, the original, who is now Josh Groban. So long.